All right, guys. We've got Liquid Clem in the top left side of the map. We've got Hero in the bottom right side as well. It's a PvT Grand Finals, but Clem starts up one game because he already defeated everybody in the upper bracket of this. Hero lost to someone. I haven't even checked. Who the heck did Hero lose to? You guys let me know in the live chat. But we just saw him defeat Max in the lower bracket with a very tricky build. Defeated Trigger, a few best of ones in the lower bracket for this Monday night weeklies. It's a $400 weekly cup that sees the best in Europe and a few of the crazy Koreans that want to stay up all night playing, like Hero, Trigger, who's currently in Korea as well, staying up all night for it. Last week, Hero made it to the finals, barely didn't beat Clem, and that was a best of 5 format, I believe, where he lost the first 2 maps, won the next 2, then lost the 5th map. It was a very tight, fun series. To be fair, the first 2 games looked like a little sloppy, kind of classic Hero, making some silly, dumb mistakes, and then he decided to switch it on and just played some of the best StarCraft for a bit. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. Clem, the incumbent favorite, as not only the world champion, but a world champion who won the world championship in possibly the most one-sided fashion we've ever seen. I've seen Cyril win some big tournaments, looking pretty dominant. I don't know. I guess that's a question for those out there watching at home who can go Google and look it up. Did Cyril have any world championship victories that were as dominant as Clem's? Like, who lost more maps? Cyril 2018 or 2022, or was it Clem 2024? Who lost more maps? Who was more dominant in that series? Obviously, Clem beating Cyril 8-0 across the World Championship is part of why we say it's the most dominant when you're playing against a Cyril. But there is the one little asterisk. Cyril was in the military at the time. He couldn't practice and stick to his normal rhythm as normal. He had to go across the road from his barracks at the end of the day to his little office that he hired to practice in the evenings, and said it wasn't quite the optimal environment, you know. And don't get me wrong, he still looked incredible, but there's that. That's the only asterisk on Clem's dominant world championship victory. To be fair, since then, Cyril's been out of the military and Clem keeps smashing him, but it's mostly been online. Then again, no, Home Story Cup, Clem beat him as well. That series was actually really competitive. That was really good. What is the format now? Wow, Zombie Grub washed. Doesn't even know the format. This is great, guys. So because I'm always the guy who doesn't know what's going on, and everybody knows that. I just rock up and cast things without what's happening. And Zombie Grub is always the most prepared, nerdy person who's got her giant notebook of like build orders, format, the meaning of every match, why it's so important. Getting to make fun of her for not knowing the format when I do is like, it's a rare chance to just basically get under her skin. She seems to be taking it well though, unfortunately. I was hoping to get her a little triggered. Didn't quite work. She's taking it in stride. All right, Stalker's coming forward. Dude, this is really nice. This is beautiful play by Clem. He doesn't need to commit to do any damage. You just need to waste mining time. Look at that, guys. One probe gets set off on the Widow Mine, saves all the units. Hellion even gets out of there. So he wastes a bunch of mining time. The gas is still not mining in this main for Hero. And you can tell Hero really struggles with these sort of situations. I think this is the best way. I've always said that if you want to take advantage of a player who you think uses inefficient techniques on their mechanics, they don't use their hotkeys or controls or multitasking quite perfectly in a textbook manner, what you want to do is you want to draw out the multitasking into a situation where they're distracted for as long as possible. And what he's going to do is he's going to wait for Hero to move across the map, which is expecting any moment, and then he's going to come in with the Liberator from the left side, and he's going to come in with the drop from the right, while the Stalkers are on the other side of that. Problem, Hero is playing different. He's playing uncharacteristically turtley in this match. He's actually just chilling and taking a third and sitting at home with all 7 Stalkers, which is exactly the right thing to do here against how Clem's playing. And Clem, he's expecting a Stalker attack, so he's building multiple tanks. He's building a Raven. He's taking all of the safety precautions with the double bunker. So Clem here, I would say, on a strategic level, he's losing out in terms of how he's choosing to play. On the other hand, his basics are so much better than Hero's in terms of, he's never missing... Oh, I was about to say he's never going to miss any SCV production, and for at least 3 seconds, he only had 1 SCV building there. Oh my gosh, he just missed 1/4 of an SCV being produced. What a noob. No, to be fair, it's very familiar to see Hero constantly like skipping probes, having little supply blocks and things like that, compared to the level of Clem where that detail is Almost always picture perfect as he misses even more SCV production. Oh god, unless he's committing hard to a timing attack, which he's not because he's building a command center right now. Gotta be careful now. Don't get me wrong, there is a choice with Terran where you want to sometimes consciously choose army production over worker production. But this is a big gap in your SCVs there. And he does now return to that SCV mining. There we go, guys. Marines and Widowmine going to go up here, take out this pylon. Bit of a free kill. Always nice to do that. And this is one of these things, because PvT is often about map vision, right? It's about denying map vision as the Terran, and as Protoss, it's about maintaining map vision. So you want to go out there, build pylons, spread Stalkers and Zealots. And as a Terran, it's really good to just dive in the back by surprise. But if a Protoss commits this much to having units all around, it actually becomes even more valuable to just send squads around the map, cleaning up their pylons, their Zealots, their Stalkers, Raven and Marines chasing down observers. And if you can do that, you actually find yourself gaining value without even hitting the Protoss base. The Protoss sometimes, in an effort to protect their side of the map, hands you a lot of kills on a platter. Now, 6 gateways of Robo Bay is about to finish, which means that first Colossus will be starting up in a second, but he's building another observer. He has 3 observers out. That's crazy. Guys, he's got 3 observers out after losing one. No, he pulled it away. He pulled it away. Okay, the observer sees the army here. Raven does not see the observer. Yes, it does. He sees him. Raven is faster than an observer, right? But the observer can always go over the dead space, making it a bit tough. Stalkers are there as well. First Colossus is coming out. He did cancel the observer. Good correction from Hero. Hero's got, of course, the extended thermal lance as well. Observer finally goes down, but it costs an auto turret. And there we go. Zealot drop's going to slide into the main. I would love him to come back down and drop a Zealot or 2 on the low ground if the army pushes across the map. Marines in the main base. Oh, we've seen Max Packs multiple times have a Prism come in here on Whispers of Gold and get cleaned up by the bio waiting for it. And this is something I think, yeah, Clem has been really good at waiting for the Protoss to show their Prism, and then he pushes across the map with everything. He's so quick to collect his army. Hero with a lazy F2 home, and his Prism just flies through the army, not paying attention. Bit of a mistake there. And this is it. Hero, he's looking for the big potential engagement. He gets rid of a few Widow Mines and forces the auto turrets out. Great start for Hero. That's a beautiful start. But he's got to pull back. He's not hold positioning. Takes a few more tank shots, loses an extra Zealot. Clem's going to rotate left. That's a huge move. Distraction drop in the main comes in, but it gets pushed back by the Zealot Stalker. Hero did not track the army movement here. The observer sees what's going on, but dude, those tanks are going to be deadly. The sentries not guardian shielding anything. The pylon is gone, which means no Zealot warpins on the front. And this is a massive moment for Clem. Playing the smoother game, less mistakes. We often say StarCraft's about making less mistakes than your opponent. Well, it's fascinating to watch because Hero, it feels like, is all about trying to make his opponent make as many mistakes as possible. Clem, on the other hand, it feels like is trying to do that, but also very focused on not making his own mistakes. Really just playing that clean, crisp StarCraft. And it's that combination of insane aggression and insane macro behind it. Not missing a beat for the most part on his production. You might think, well, he's missing SCV production. No, he's on 71. He has all the workers he'll ever need in this game and more. He's up 50 supply. That's just about lights out. Somehow the next eye survived, but that's because, of course, the entire Protoss army is dead. Extended Thermal Lance is done. Second Colossus is out with 2 Stalkers and 5 Zealots. That Terran army has nothing to fear. More units are coming forward. The Marauders will kite. Widowmine's getting a few decent shots on those Zealots. Viking comes forward, takes a bit of Widowmine splash, but the Colossus already getting very wounded. Stalkers actually get some good snipes. Only 1 Viking left remaining. Good hold for Hero here. A heroic hold for him. Raven on the bottom left, ready to do some auto turret harass down here. 4th command center building, ship weapons, +1 armor only now starting. Looks like that was a bit of a mistake. I think he thought he had 1-1, but in the heat of the action had not started. 3 more barracks going to be building tech labs to increase the Ghost and Marauder production. Remember, guys, it's always 3 barracks with tech labs. You can see 2 there and 2 with reactors. So 2 tech labs there, reactor there. And you'll see a reactor and a tech lab on the natural. Yeah, 2 reactors, 3 tech labs, standard formation. The higher Marine count you have, it allows you to clear Zealots especially very easily because Marines have great damage against them and they produce so fast, but they're way more vulnerable to splash damage, especially Colossus and Storm. I know some players, that they'll say go 4 tech labs, 1 reactor. Just go more Marauder heavy so your army is less exposed to Colossus shots. It just makes your army easier to use, more noob friendly. And I do think that's a decent way to do it as that Observer gets yeeted off the side of Whispers of Gold. Yeah, it's not a bad way to play it by any means. Pig, have you ever seen a wombat? Yeah, many times. I mean, no, I know it's kind of dark, but more often than not dead on the side of the road. Roadkill does exist. There's a lot of people don't realize, that the wildlife you guys think of as like protected zoo creatures, there's literally millions and millions of them here. So unfortunately, there are certain intercity road trips if you go on, you will see many sadly wombats and kangaroos and stuff that have been hit by guys. More often than kangaroos than wombats. They are like rabbits. They do breed like crazy. But it is always sad when you see that. Yeah, I remember there was like one of these school trips we went on when we were like in year 6, I think, down to Canberra. And there was like, I'd never seen so much roadkill in my life. It was actually really sad as a kid. I was like, this is so sad. Why don't they put a fence around the road? You're like, well, then the creatures can't migrate across their range. Anyways, Stalker's picking off Vikings, pulling back. Guys, is Hero actually back in this game? Clem's been giving him a bit too much room to breathe. Dude, look at the supply. If Hero maxes out, he's got 5 disruptors. Dude, if he wins this game with how bad this was earlier, I like checked out and started talking about bloody wombats for a second. I mean, don't get me wrong, Clem's still winning, guys. But he hasn't started +3 weapons. He started +2 armor. He needs to start +3 weapons. He's got the money for it. He's maxed out, and he should have some urgency on the trading, which ideally you open up a new front, which is why he's got 4 drops moving towards the main base. It's the classic way you win this map. Hero, he's so afraid of the army on the front. He needs to jump on this army right now. If he jumped on this army right now, he could win. But look at that. He sees it only now, the drop coming in. And he's going to have to abandon the main, jump on this army, chase it down. If he gives up his main base, that's the right call. Let's see if he does it. Colossus will die to the Vikings, unfortunately. So really good play there for Clem to at least get the trade on those. And now his bio just needs to stutter step all the way across the map, while the rest of the bio in the main base is going to do really well. Now, disruptors are going to get recalled as he stand and fight. Oh my god, 1, 2 disruptors go down. 4 disruptors fire, only 1 marauder goes down to all of those disruptor shots. Most of them whiffed, and that's an easy pickup. You can see now that 5th base is also vulnerable. I think Clem's maybe going to pull back because he realizes we're overwounded. We don't have any medevacs. These guys should probably fall away. You got a big trade-off. You're keeping the supply gap, the advantage there for you, which is exactly what you want. You don't want to be letting the Protoss maxing out and then kind of catching up on that supply. And don't get me wrong, Hero will be able to remax, but, you know, doing it with a whole bunch of probes down, his upgrades, of course, falling further behind. The more you drag this out into many small fights, I think the more chances there are as Clem to just kind of get that Terran efficiency, use that micro. The Disruptor's not landing. And you can see the base on the right side goes down as well. Disruptor shot comes out, does pull away as the bio was already far enough back. Stalker Zealot runs forward. You can see the mobility of the Stalker Zealot taking out some medevacs, really nice, but he still saves 2 medevacs, lifts into the main base, runs it on the left side, gets a Disruptor, and you can feel just the powerlessness of Hero in this situation. The fact that he survived as long as he did, defended with the Colossus, and got back to max supply, pretty impressive. But Clem did what he needed to do, which was always going to be opening up that main base to the Doom drop. Now, this is why I've always wondered, and I've been torn. I really don't know if there's a best choice for 5th base. Do you take this one down here, which is normally the one I take as well? But I feel like the 5th up the top might be the better choice, simply because then you're protecting your main base from Doom drops while protecting your 5th base at the same time. Whereas expanding to this base gives such an easy push path on the left for Terran, and such a far away drop path into your main. So you've got these 2 exposed fronts that are so hard to defend. I think that's always the big problem. Raven, oh, he's just been spamming auto turrets from the back. Another 8 probes go down. Raven on 14 kills. Clem is so good at not spamming F2, and it's been such a change up in his style. For anyone who's wondering, why do you always talk about F2, the select all army key? It's because it's a bad habit, guys. You can be a very good player while spamming F2. You will never be the greatest of all time. You will never be a world champion if you just spam that key habitually. And what do I mean by that? I mean, look at Clem in 2021 and him spamming F2 and losing late games and throwing units away unnecessarily here and there and getting trapped in redundant APM cycles. And you look at modern Clem, who it feels like almost never uses that select all army key. He's so organized and methodical. It reminds me of, like, Maru was already doing it for a long time, but Clem adding that to his play added such an evolution. All right, guys, game 2. Clem looked clean in game 1 as we go on to Hellscape. The map that is a hellscape. There's fires on this map, as you'd expect on a hellscape. Heroes in the top right. Let's take a look around this map, as this is one of those ones we haven't seen as much of, right? We've seen a bit more Talisman, Stargazers, this sort of stuff. So, on this map, it looks like it's a pretty decent layout. You got a low ground 3rd here, or a high ground triangle base, low ground 4th base. When you go up to the corners, they are actually super low ground. This is like a 3rd or 4th lower elevation in these corners, and they are 3 gold patches. Otherwise, full mining bases. Don't think there's any purple gases or anything. The middle areas are kind of like, you know, pretty common high ground, low ground, different winding paths around, bits of terrain blocking in the middle. So none of the spaces are too crazy wide open. And Hero is gonna... He's looking to block the command center. Yeah, but of course it's not a 1-rax expand, it's a double gas. Clem, of course, up 2-0 after the 1-0 lead that he started on. Man only needs to win 2 more games to close out this finals. Hero needs to win 4, which sounds impossible, but I do think it's fair. Hero, you know, losing a best of 3 earlier in this tournament, whereas Clem has only dropped 1 map all day. And do you know who he lost that map to, guys? He played against guys like Max Pax, Showtime, 2-0 to them all. He dropped a map to Mana. And this is one of these funny things. I feel like Mana is at his peak content creator meta right now, where he's like, I played Stormgate for 6 months straight and other games and made silly YouTube videos. And we're like, cool. All right, so you should be pretty washed, right? Every tournament, he's taking maps off the very best players in the game. And like, he was so close to beating Max Pax early on in the patch at a best of 3. Kind of accidentally threw a series there. Like, there's been so many sick actual games from Mana where he's just bringing out fun builds, cheesy builds, and it feels like he's vibing right now. So hats off to him. Taking a map off Clem. I know that doesn't sound that impressive, but you got to realize, like, you know, you're doing more content creator and different RTS stuff and trying things out, broadening your horizons. You're not really meant to be taking any maps off a world champion that commonly stomps the best other players in the world. Now, this is that Proxy Hellion drop. This is fascinating. I was saying last week, it was weird because I've been casting a bit of Clem versus Max Pax, a lot of Clem versus Hero, and I was like, he's just not doing Hellion drops anymore. Isn't that odd? Clem versus Zion as well. He didn't do any Hellion drops in the 237 Holy Moly from about 2 weeks ago. So I was kind of going, dude, he hasn't done a Proxy Starport Hellion drop in so long. Maybe that's not in his build rotation anymore. And I think Clem just went, I don't want to do this much, but if I just mix it in occasionally, it can still find the mark. And it's a very committed build order. Defending this with 2 Adepts and a Stalker is possible. The nightmare would be if Hero moves out. And it's, you know, it's not likely for him to move out, but if he does, he could be in trouble. 2 Adepts and a Stalker, no vision in this top corner of the left is really bad. 4 Hellions coming forward. We've got a second barracks there. Command Center is only now floating down. Obviously, you've already got an 8-9 worker lead as Protoss. If you can maintain that worker lead, you'll be in a good spot. Second gateway's coming up. He's going 4-gate blink. He's warping in a Stalker already, but he doesn't see the drop, and that's the problem. But he shows it. He does show it. This is actually great building positioning. That Stalker can block the left side, but the right side's wide open. Probes need to fight. Oh, he mineral walks to defend. That's a crazy move, Hero. I'm not sure if I like that. Oh, he tried to mineral walk for the surround on the Hellions, which is such a dangerous, dangerous move. He's moved out of the main base a little bit. These probes need to run. He doesn't run the probes because he doesn't want to stack them, but it does mean 13 workers go down. Make it 15. Make it 17. Dude. 16 workers go down. Clem finds the damage. Starport does have to float home. He's delayed on everything else he's been doing. He even built a Cyclone, which I guess he was worried about an Oracle. And now we basically see Hero all in with 4-gate blink and see if he can make some magic happen. But without a Warp Prism, just an Observer, a few Adepts, a few Stalkers. Notice he's not building probes. He's building a Pylon. Actually, he does Chrono Probe, so he's thinking about it. Okay. I mean, Hero, he plays so good from behind. We'll see what he can do here. It's a terrible spot. You count yourself as being miles behind here. And even though resources lost is not that big, you got to realize that Terran's always happy to trade a few units. But hey, getting the Starport's big. That should be a dead Starport. Even if he pulls all of his SCVs, I don't think he can save that. As long as you commit to this as Hero, he should be stutter stepping his Stalkers. He should definitely be stutter stepping his Stalkers. He's not microing. He's not microing his Stalkers. This is a mistake. He could have killed that Starport 100%. Yeah. His Adepts do shade into the natural, though. Oh, he shades into the natural. He gets 2 SCVs, a bunch of SCVs there. Gets a few on the high ground as well, by the looks of it. Adept goes go down there with 4 SCV kills. Stalker blinking away, trying to attack from the low ground, but it looks like Hero's going to have to back away. 4 SCVs, not too bad. Trading the Adept's a good idea. Observer does get scanned, but he's got a new one there. 39 workers are out. He's not building more probes right now, as lava fountaining out behind the natural. Now he's going for a 4th gateway. I guess maybe he cancelled one of his gateways before to help rebuild workers, which I think is a good idea when you're so mineral starved. You don't have enough money to support 4-gate production. Goes for the tech lab, doesn't quite get it. Ends up getting the add-on on the factory, though. The reactor cancelled, which is good. I feel like Hero's getting a bit of value, but one has to look at his work account and basically say, oh, your supply blocked on 62. There's no 3rd base. He's going to go Forge and Robo Bay on 2 base. It's a nonsense follow-up. Hero's just doing random things right now. I give him a 3% chance at most of coming back from this position. After that start, you're not meant to really have much of a shot, but not with this follow-up. Forge Robo Bay 2 base is not a good follow-up. It lacks any good strengths. He's going to try and drop on top. He's just YOLOing. And fair enough. He's way behind. Prism gets focused down by the Marine Cyclone. The tanks, Marauders, Marines. Going to kill everything, and Hero's going to tap out. Staying in this game is ludicrous. The problem with Hero is he's always trying to walk it over the line. Did you see that shocking display yesterday? I don't know why we've got IT crowd lines stuck in my head pretending to know what's going on in StarCraft. He's actually going to take a 3rd and hang out after that attack? No. come on. If Hero brings it back from here, he's actually insane. Like, I don't know what I will do. I don't know. I gotta design a t-shirt or something and gift it to him at the next live event when I see him. If he wins this game, it will be one of the most ridiculous displays. But yeah, so let me just explain some fundamentals, guys. Forge and Robo Bay. It means you're going Colossus and upgrades. But he was doing that off 2 base 3 gas, which means he can't actually support that production for long. Because like, if he goes +1 and Extended Thermal Lance and Colossus and Charge, he has no more money to make other units. Like, he's made a Stalker, you know, a few Stalkers. He rebuilt 1 Sentry. But he's going to be so starved for money. So he's going to be stuck on nothing but Zealots. And, I mean, this is okay. As long as you've got a big fighting army, maybe you get one good fight and crush him. You're not going to do that on 2 base economy. 2 base economy, you're always going to be outnumbered. So I feel like he's just going to be... It's going to be impossible to cover your third and your main base from drops at the same time. But who knows? Hero is a bit of a magician, and we'll see if he can make something happen. Hero attacking when he shouldn't, theoretically, is not really unfamiliar for him. We are casting this one live, by the way, guys. Don't know if this is a banging series or not, but it's always something that's worth casting, Clem vs. Hero, because Hero is the one who can get under his skin and throw him off his game through exactly this sort of crazy move. And dude, that was a really silly move for Clem. Guys, we got to give credit where it's due. Great defense by Hero. Hit his units further back, and he pounced on it when he came in. Clem wasting his boost on the way across the map, flying through an observer, not scanning ahead of the drop, and doing it while nothing else was happening on the map at the same time. That was a nonsense maneuver. Now, why was that so bad for Clem, guys? Because if you don't have a scan and there's nothing else distracting Hero, there's a very good chance he saw this coming with an observer, or he's got units just ready in his main like most Protoss players will. Throwing that double drop away puts Hero back in the game. He's still bad in economy, right? 57 workers versus 56 equal workers is always going to favor the Terran. Terran's third base is floating out. 5 barracks are up for Clem as well. Clem's got a big army coming forward, but this next fight's probably going to decide the game. Zealot's coming forward. Great first Zealot charge. The tank's not sieged. And I think Clem here getting thrown off by Hero in that weird style that he tends to play. Probably a bit surprised by how early this Colossus count is up to 2 as well. Tank still siege there as Hero ventures forward. Third base is there. I wonder if he's going to take a 4th. He is. He's going to squeeze a 4th Nexus in. Wow. Hero, because he's got such control of the map right now, he feels comfortable dropping that 4th Nexus. Uses the Warp Prism there to pick up a Zealot to bait the Widowmine shot. And then when it was in midair, he of course dodged it. Nexus is 6 gateways up right now. I think there might be a 7th one transforming. Yeah, there is. 7 gate. Oh, he's going for it! Dude, Hero the Mad Dog. I never thought he'd just YOLO. But he gets the tank. The Widowmines aren't firing. Dude, he's got position on the base. Dude! 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 Clem threw away a double drop, and now he loses his push getting caught, unsieged in the middle of the map. He had his tank way too far forward on this third. He wasn't expecting it. Exactly what I talked about, guys. There is something about doing things no one else would do that brain damages his opponents. Hero makes unexpected, unpredictable decisions. He turns it into a contagious disease. He infects you with the corruption of his randomness. And he is right now smashing through Clem. But Clem finds a double drop on the right side, gets in the third. Hero could absolutely have backed out and turned this into a normal game, but now he's turning it into kind of an all-in. Hero, it's his unpredictability as a double-edged sword. It's amazing. It's also sometimes painful. A force field behind, in the choke point would be amazing. The Colossus gunning down the bio. The SCVs are getting hammered. Hero doing so well. There's a Viking there. The Stalkers need to get rid of these Vikings. Prism's going to go down. Losing the Prism is a big problem. The Colossus gunning everything down. Nothing at home to defend. The Robo's going to get focused here by the bio for Clem. Clem's main base, though, has been ransacked, and I think after killing all those SCVs and probes, recall is the perfect decision. Clem will try to focus the base, but there's no way he gets that. And his bio's already so wounded, he has to pick up and go to the main base, or at least threaten the main and then veer left. He's going to try to do damage. There's already Stalkers there. Dude! I cannot believe Hero brought that back. After that early game, guys, Clem will be 100% tilted right now. He should never have lost this game. Dude, this attack, he threw away so much stuff. He threw away so much. He lost 16 workers to the Hellion drop. Clem's going to be tilted. All right, guys, going into the next game, and there's going to be a very early probe harass here for Hero. Coming in, forcing multiple SCVs off the line. Normally, you want to pull one more SCV here, because you know Hero's going to keep attacking that. Oh, he gets it! He gets a kill! He gets a kill! I told you guys Clem was tilted. By the way, Clem normally instantly hosts the next game, win or lose, and just gets into the lobby. He spent 2 minutes in the replay for this one before hosting the game up for this map. So I guarantee you, He's not feeling too happy after that one. If he loses a second probe here, he's actually going to lose his mine. And that's very delayed. With how many SCVs he pulled for how long there, messing up his mining. He's not stacked up on these bottom patches. He's losing a lot of mining time right now. This is actually, you should just repair that with a different SCV. This probe is an absolute menace right now. You know this is hero at his best. Remember what I said? Clem, he does attack his opponents and kind of disrupts them. But, oh, he's going to recall the probe as well in the corner. And, of course, Clem has to check for it. Yeah. So Hero's whole priority is making his opponent feel pain and feel frustration. And that's what he did here. The pulling off gas was really late for Clem as well because he was so distracted by the micro, which means his command center is going to be delayed like 10, 15 seconds. So this just doesn't line up nicely now because he's like, oh, crap, I mine lots more gas. Like normally this is down at, what, 214? Something like that for him, maybe 216. It's closer to 225 this time. And look at that. Adept gets a hit off, almost gets a second one. Not quite. And we are, by the way, on Errorholm. So a nice ramped map here on the natural. Reaper poking around. Doesn't want to go too deep. Stargate's there. Second Adept did not get chronoed, which means if he jumped back in the main, he would actually have got a scout on the Stargate. Hero is one of those players who's happy to leave little holes and just get a bit greedier on the opening. He's like, yeah, I'll just chrono some probes or whatever. And you know what? Clem doesn't take advantage this time. So that's actually really good for Hero. Under who's more emotional as a player, Clem or Creator, says Screamer. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure no one is more emotional than Creator. Like, Creator is like, I think like everything that I considered like problematic about me as a competitor with like too much adrenaline, tunnel visioning, getting way too excited over small things and not being able to like distance myself from the results or the happenings in the game. Creator is, and every player kind of hates this about themselves, their inability to just not get caught up in the emotion of the moment, because you want to like, yeah, you can, you know, sometimes riding an emotional high can be good. Think of Rainer when he's really vibing, but you never want to be like torn out of the moment by frustration at what just happened. You need to stay in the moment and deal with what's in front of you and what's happening next. The moment you're in the past, you're thinking about what went wrong. That might be good for improving on the ladder after the game. It's not good when you're in the game. It takes you out of the moment and you start missing things and you start making mistakes. So Creator always does that. He always pulls himself out of the moment by getting too frustrated. Now the Reaper Hellion, I like the stasis trap ready to actually defend the run by. Where is the Oracle, by the way, guys? I think it's just chilling at home. It's above the natural. So yeah, he's really hoping that Clem overcommits here, which he's going to, but the Widowmine in the main will help defend this. I think the Oracle's just going to turn on his laser. If he focuses the Widowmine down, he can kill it before it fires. Oh, yeah, and he revelates it to make sure it dies. Oracle's got to be careful, though. He can't keep fighting. Stasis Trap gets the Reaper and the Hellion there. Very nicely done. Probes need to pull away. Trying to pull the probes away little by little. He does lose 4 probes, but he kills quite a few units. As long as he keeps the Oracle away from the drop, though, 4 probes is not too bad as long as he gets back on top of these guys. With the battery there as well, the Oracle should be able to kill these as soon as they pop out. You want to keep it moving, though. You want to have the acceleration going on the Oracle, and you can see he prioritizes that. Gets the Reaper. Nice split, though, for Clem. The Hellion gets out of there. There are doves on this map, guys, belying the brutal nature of the warfare that we see here, but this Medevac's just having a bit of a timeout. Gonna smoke, have a bit of a smoke down there, getting a breather. Gonna go in, pressure the pylon, knowing that Blink isn't ready, but that will gift this Phoenix a shutdown on this. Phoenix can commit to that with only 3 aliens. You can also just turn on the Oracle and kill the Marines, right? Not when you're deep in the red. And the Oracle gets 1 Marine and runs away. Third Nexus is there. Blink's coming in. So it's Oracle into Phoenix into Blink. 4-gate Blink indeed as well, which is going to give him a lot of production if Clem chose to play aggressively. Now, if that Oracle died, it would have been a disaster because we know it's cloaked Banshee, guys. First Banshee is in the south of the map. Where is the Oracle? Oracle and Phoenix are together, which means this is an easy shutdown on the Banshee. This is such a good start for Hero. As long as he doesn't throw any units away, Stalker's going to take care of that Watchtower. Banshee comes in. Let's see how quick he reacts with this Oracle and Phoenix. Stalker deals with the Hellion on the tower. Banshee comes in. So the Hellion went down on the tower. And it's only going to be 5 probes. Which is fine. That's fine. This is about the best shutdown you can get. You can build a battery as well to make sure it's fine on the next step. This Banshee almost went down to Stalkers, crossing the map, so it just has to fly home. And that's essentially all the damage he's going to be doing. As Hero now, you can chrono probes. Yes, you're down on workers, which is the bad bit because you have lost 9 workers. But look at how many units Terran's thrown away. So let's like take stock and go, well, if Terran can push soon, though, with stim shields off of a similar or even greater economy, Protoss is screwed. But that's where, of course, he's behind, is he can't do that. Now, these are depth shading in. Not a good move for Hero, I don't think. Oh, but he's going to blink at the same time. He takes out the tank. Gets rid of the Cyclone as well. Yeah, he's going to get rid of the Cyclone, a few Marines. This is actually really good for him. Oh, wow. This is actually very nice damage. The Adepts finally go down in the main. A lot of red hit point, yellow hit point SCVs, but not many of them actually dying. And the Stalkers could keep microing since the tanks weren't there, but Hero does have to focus on his own macro as well. Extra gateways starting to go down, his Forge is up, his Robo Bay. Stalker's poking the front door, gets himself 2 more Marines, and Clem finds himself now on the worst end of, okay, I'm stuck on 2 base, Stim Shields, +1 Medivacs, aren't going to be ready for another 30 seconds. So it's about 30 seconds to now when Clem can start pushing with that army he's been building the whole time. Sorry, what was that Twitch chat? With that army he was building the whole time? What army? He's lost all of his units already. He's already lost 17 Marines, a Medevac, a tank, a bunch of other units. He doesn't have any army, so with Stim Shield +1 finishes, he moves out with like a handful of Marine Marauder Medevac. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Hero has like a crazy number of units, but just that even though, you know, Clem has the upgrades kicking in now, he doesn't necessarily have the army to do a super scary push. And I think there's time for Hero to establish that 4th base, that +1, and he should be starting his first Colossus right about now as well. First Colossus starts up, chrono boosts immediately, which means that Colossus 54-second build time, minus I think 10 seconds for every chrono. So if you chrono it twice, comes out in 34 seconds. Let me know if I'm incorrect on that maths, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. They've changed chrono boost so many times over the years, sometimes I forget the exact numbers. Obviously I can feel what it feels like in game, but I don't always translate that into concrete terms in such a fast-paced game. Probably should. Always good to check on the numbers once in a while and just reconfirm your feelings for the game. 6 gates going up to 8. First Colossus is on the way. Extended Thermal Lance has just started. Chat says you are incorrect. As always, very helpful. Just say you are incorrect with no actual information to the side. Twitch chat doing its best. Big bio push. Shield battery goes down. Zealots. Oh, they're a bit clumped. They're a bit clumped. Those Widow Mines are pretty powerful, but way more Zealots coming in from the left side. The biggest problem with this engage for Hero is he just threw his Oracle Phoenix away for no reason, and the Banshee comes in, but there's no shield battery with it. And Clem, looks like that was maybe a rare F2 on the Banshee. Maybe Banshee goes down. It might have been on purpose. He saw it because there's a battery in each base. Single Banshee could not get through the battery healing. But, I mean, Hero holds, but like I said, throws away the Oracle, throws away the Phoenix. Just because of that kind of lazy control group usage, those units didn't do anything at all. Are we missing anyone? Message me if so, casters. I think actually Zombie Grub might have been missed from this. That sucks. Bio comes in here. Zealots trying to warp in on top, but good positioning for Clem in the choke points. Doesn't even lose a single Marauder. Zealot Colossus up top chases that army down. He's losing a lot of mining time. That pylon especially annoying to lose. Good blink to dodge the Widow Mine shot. But dodging the Widow Mine shot means he can't blink to kill one of the Medevacs on the way out. And the classic Terran taking advantage of that drop in the main. Pylon going down there is huge. I'd love to see another pylon built on that in the near future. Still a few stasis traps around this map. Actually, that might be the only one, right? Yeah, that is the only stasis trap remaining from the earlier stages. Imagine if that Oracle was still alive, spamming out stasis traps all game. Just how much potential that can give you, not to mention tagging the Terran army to see if it rotates. But good observer coverage, 18 Zealots. Zealot run-bys could be nice, but there is a bunker, and you can see he's even putting Marines in it because he knows Zealots will be forthcoming. Zealot Colossus on the defense here for Hero. He's trying to get his +1 and his armor and his +2 attack. He's not there just yet. Clem has the advantage on those upgrades. Gateway barely survives there. Widow Mine, first one doesn't fire, second one hits 3 Zealots. He's got to group his army as the Zealot counterattack goes in. Doesn't find anything. Bunker, repair, extra units pulled. Perfect defense for Clem. Hero thinks about counterattacking, which is absolutely insane. His main is wide open. I mean, this guy's actually crazy, isn't he? Oh, he's going to pounce, though. Wait, no, he's not. He's got to recall or warp in the main. That drop has a huge open main base. He's going to warp in Zealot Stalker to try and deal with it. Those Stalkers need to blink forward, maybe, but oh, he's got Stalkers. Colossus there. Oh, he scanned the left side. He didn't realize Hero was waiting to ambush him on the right side. The Stalkers get one of the Medevacs. A bunch of the units do go down, but on the north side, army's coming up. Zealot Stalker Sentry is there. One of the Widow Mines does not fire. The other one gets a decent shot off the force fields, though, doing okay. Here is the Marine Marauder. Does get trapped on the outside. Drop tries to go to the low ground. Clem's being a nuisance. I feel like a single Phoenix might be in order. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but a single Phoenix would punish some of these moves. One of the Colossus almost goes down, which for one Viking is usually a very good trade. Stalkers here in the main. Probes are just being pulled off mining. You can tell how frantic Hero is on his defense right now. But I love the way Clem's keeping him pinned, and this is buying time for Clem to get 2-2 ship weapons, 3 more barracks, and a 4th command center. If you can make the game messy, this is normally a very bad idea against Hero, because Hero is so good at jumping on top, dealing with things, and then counter-thrusting. But Clem is so perfect speed-wise. He outmatches Hero speed for speed in terms of the multitasking. The longer the multitasking goes, the more mistakes Hero makes. The only risk is if Hero can find one of those clutch Hero maneuvers where he kind of jumps on top, catches half the army with a risky move, and then kills Clem from there. That's what Clem has to watch out for. But every time he drags out these interactions over the long term, he's just getting little bits of value. You know, Marine comes in, kills 3 probes. He's got picking off here, picking off there. He is down in the units lost tab, but he's more perfect on the upgrades, the ship weapons, the 3 more barracks. That being said, Clem is one of the slowest to transition to Liberator range or the Medevac energy upgrade. And both of those get him in trouble in late game TVP. He's always prioritizing 2 to 3 more command centers at this point. Notice he's on 3 orbitals, 4th planetary. He'll usually build 2 or 3 more command centers before he thinks about a fusion core. And that means often his medevacs run out of energy in the late game. He's only got 5 medevacs. Now, if Hero can just force a series of fights without one big committed battle over the next 2-3 minutes, Clem's going to run out of healing, and his army's going to be very vulnerable against a Zealot army that can engage and disengage it freely. Did he just pick a friggin' Colossus into his front line? Hero saves the Colossus from the Viking volley only to drop it on top of the Marine Marauder. I don't know what to think about that move. Definitely not what he had planned. Top left base is super exposed. Hero trying to expand to both sides of the map at once, and you can see how hard it is for a player to defend every corner of this map. He's going to give up the top left, though, and dive on the production. Hero, it's a move which sometimes does very well for him, but look at this. Clem's Vikings coming in. Sneaky Vikings. Oh, the missile turret just killed the other Colossus. He almost loses one to Vikings. He walks one into a missile turret, and he's forced to recall home, losing a base, losing 9 probes. Great catch here for Clem. He's got to run home. Zealot's going to do some damage, but he's going to lose so many Zealots for it. I don't think this is super worth. Stalkers will at least break the bunker. Good hold position. 11 SCVs going down. If he escapes with most of the Zealots, that's actually really good. But double drop on the left side. Clem continuing to say, I will answer aggression with aggression of my own. I will punish the fact that I know you are not the most solid, well-rounded player when it comes to covering up at home. And if I can keep poking at home, I will force mistakes. That being said, Hero's done a good job so far of handling the chaos. And remember, Clem should still be feeling a bit of tilt from that last game. The messier it goes, the more likely Clem is to get frustrated at how difficult Hero's making it. But he's killed all of the Colossus. That being said, the 6 Vikings not optimal units anymore at this stage. There's not enough bio to handle the Zealots. Clem still has a drop in the main base. It's 3-2 upgrades kicking in soon for Protoss. Right now it's 2-1 for Protoss, 2-2 for Terran, which is of course in Terran's favor. But in a few seconds that's going to shift. 3-3 only just starting. Bio getting caught by Zealots up front. Drop in the main did get deflected there. Stalkers will take out the Lib. Hero getting some nice value. Where's the rest of Clem's army, guys? Where's the rest of the army? What? It's a massively overstimmed army in the middle of his main. I don't know if there was a prism in there that I missed or what. There must have been. But look what... his army's very wounded. Got to pull back, though, Hero. Hero has to get out of here. You don't want to lose these Immortals. And Hero is on 5 bases. Clem is on 4. 60 workers for Clem. 74 for Hero. The Immortal getting caught. It's always so hard to withdraw with these Immortals. Second Robo Bay goes down. Looks like he lost the Robo Bay. And not being able to build Disruptors or Colossus right now has got to hurt. 3-2 against 2-2, but of course, a 2-minute timer until 3-3 kicks in. And at that point, or not even 2 minutes, about 70 seconds. When that 3-3 kicks in, this army is going to be dead in the water. I think the Zealot counter is absolutely the right call. Fighting front on is terrible for Protoss right now. Hero wisely recognizes the weakness of his army in a frontal clash with no Colossus, Disruptors, or Storm. Goes for a giant counter, gives up his 5th base, and he's going to have to either try and re-expand to that base in the near future or take a base up the top. But right now, Clem's losing control of his 3rd, so both players only really on a fresh 4th base. Not a massive income. Robo Bay's up, but no splash damage units have started. He's reliant on the force fields to try and hold this army with Immortal Stalker Sentry. This is a mid-tier army being used in the late game. It's not what you want here. 18 SCVs go down. Pretty good trade on the economy for the Zealots, but right now it's army versus army that matters, and his Zealot warp-in gets cancelled. Massive deny on the pylon on that warp-in. A lot of the Stalker Immortal goes down. A lovely catch there for Clem. Killed a lot of the Stalker Sentry Immortal, while those Zealots, of course, were denied. And the new Nexus in the top looks like it's going to be stopped as well. What an action-packed game this is on Arrowholm. And I love to see it, man. I love to see this sort of back-and-forth action. Clem barely weathering all of that aggression that Hero's done. I really think the clutch moment was getting the Colossus with the turret and almost getting another Colossus with the Vikings. I think handling that chaotic situation so well was big. Add to that the Robo Bay going down, which of course was the disastrous cherry on top of the cake here for Hero. I love the flanking Disruptor. Gets himself a few Marines, damages a few Marauders, and doesn't quite get a Ghost with that next shot, but energy recharge is available. Sentry goes down though before it can get that energy used. Bio just too heavy in the numbers. Double the army supply. 3/3s now kicked in. We talked about it. That would be a disaster with no splash damage on the field. And you can see it represented here with not only a big army supply advantage, but a big upgrade advantage as well. Clem having to fight hard, but managing to avoid narrowly going off the tilt train, going off that cliff. And he does take a 3-1 advantage. Whew. He heaves a sigh of relief as Clem now 1 game away from winning the series. All right, guys. Clem manages to survive the chaos on that last map, but now going on to Amygdala. Princess Amygdala. Probe's going to get some harassment off. This time, Clem should pull a fresh SCV already. 101 of defending early probe harass, guys, is always pull a fresh SCV. But he's trying to do it crazy efficiently, and he's trying to avoid doing that. And this is going to maybe cost him barracks build time. Hero not willing to take the risk. His shields regen. And he messes it up. He messes it up because the SCV changed position on the building and he was a bit too excited to get his hit in. All right, good defense for Clem. Manages to bare bones it. Doesn't lose an SCV this time. Better start than the last game. And we've already got a few workers on gas. Cybercore into Nexus. Very standard here for Hero. Don't see Hero go Nexus before Core very often. You don't want to let that Clem Reaper get too much purchase. So fair call. This is a map that's good for it though. So one of the things I think Max Bax and Hero should be doing more is Nexus before Core on maps like this. Because number one, you know he's playing double gas. Number two, it's Amygdala. It's a very long Reaper path. It's not going to get across here as fast as a Whispers, a Ley Lines, any of these other maps. I think, I don't know how long it takes to go around this winding path, but it's definitely at least three seconds longer, I would say. 3, maybe 3.5 to 4 seconds longer. And you might not think that makes a big difference, but that's about the difference of the delay on the Adept. And of course, if you go the Nexus earlier, this gas is already mining. This Nexus finishes earlier, gives you an earlier chrono boost. There's a lot of bonuses that come out. Hero realizing he ran home a bit too late with the probe, tries to hide it. Unable to. Doesn't want to recall it this time. So battery in the main, he's sending an Adept across the map, trying to get that command center on the low ground. To be fair, I do think a lot of people are going double gas command center on the high ground too much and hurting their own income and economy. So that's something I'm happy to see that getting changed up. Oh, almost gets the probe, but not quite. And the second Adept comes out to chase that Reaper down. Probe production starts up a second later. Stargate on the way. I love to see Stargate. I was saying the other day we were casting Zaun versus Clem. I was like, at some point, surely we're going to see Stargate just become the meta again. Now, because the SCVs got pulled, he just recalls. That's a wise call. One of the problems Zaun ran into when he was playing this sort of Adept pressure is if you lose the first Adept, you can lose the second Adept. Reaper Hellion can come in and kill a bunch of probes, and it can really weaken your opening. Now, I do think because he's seen... Oh, we didn't see the Stargate, actually. Interesting. I think Hero will assume he saw it, though, just because he got close. And actually, Clem losing his Reaper. Hello, Clem. Slight mistake there. Don't see that from him every day. I was going to say Phoenix is normally something you can't do if they know you're going Stargate, because they're unlikely to commit into the drop. But he already committed into a drop against the Oracle play in this series. So why not just open up Phoenix? If this drop flies across, you're going to shut it down. Problem is always, can you fight with your Phoenix Adept Stalker front on against Medevac Cyclone Viking pressure? Because I think we're going to see a Viking. Actually, second barracks is already here. Interesting. What's Clem got planned for us? Keep an eye on what he does with the factory and the starport. No, he's playing a standard follow-up. Okay. He's just going to chill. He might go for a drop harassment, but he's going to confirm that it's Phoenix play now. And that's going to be pretty nice for him. All right. Phoenix shut down the Reaper. Now, it's actually a Twilight and a Forge, and they're hidden on the right side. Good thing that he managed to hide that. Because this is Hero... we saw Zaun play Phoenix into Zealot Immortal, beat Clem a few times the other day. And that was really cool. We're not seeing Phoenix Colossus at all in the current patch. So rarely. Phoenix flying around. They see the Cyclone. Sees extra barracks here. And he saw, you know, what looks like a reasonably standard follow-up. You might want to poke back in to confirm the barracks swapped over, because a barracks with no add-on is a bit of a sign of aggression. And we can look at the Protoss vision there. But once it's on the tech lab, you're like, oh, okay, you're just putting barracks onto these tech labs. You're going to swap off the factory, build a reactor, make stim shields, medevacs. You're going to do the standard thing. Whereas if someone's pumping Marines and tanks without add-ons on the barracks, it means they're trying to get an army across the map very soon. It would be a big gimmicky push, though, to do an early Marine tank push against the kind of Phoenix style. And it is, in fact, +1 armor charge. Oh, my gosh! Guys, I was saying, because Zaun did the Phoenix style, he went +1 attack, and I was like, dude, armor is just such a good upgrade. The only problem with going armor first is it means your Colossus transition later is weaker, but your Zealots are so much stronger versus Marines with armor, as opposed to attack. The Marines and Marauders really struggle to get through them. 100 hit points having +1 armor is big. Thank you very much, Hit with Fist, Kargathas, Fake APC, and Cat Bertino for the subs, by the way. Appreciate those of you watching live. If you're not watching live, you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to go over to my Twitch channel. If you guys pay for Amazon Prime, you can give me a free subscription every month, and I get dollars for that. And you guys, if you ever do watch on Twitch, get a bunch of perks there as well, like an ad-free experience and that sort of stuff, access to replay packs in the Discord. So link is twitch.tv/x5_pig. It won't auto-renew, but if you just go there, go to subscribe, especially if you're not on it. I don't think you can do it on an Apple phone unless you do it in browser, because Apple is dodgy. Tries to take everyone's... They're like, you got to pay us all the money for anything you do that's involving our app at all. But if you do it on a computer or an Android phone, it'll work just fine. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it, guys. Okay, guys. Hero is officially trolling right now. He's going air weapons +1 and +1 attack. So the reason he's doing this is because his name is Hero and he's permanently imbued with the power of Soju. For those who don't know, Soju is an alcoholic beverage, much called, some people call it the vodka light of Korea. You know, in that it's not as strong as vodka, but they drink twice as much of it as people in Eastern Europe do, just to make sure they get just as drunk, if not more so. He's going to take the 4th base on the gold and say, look, this will give me an income boost, and my Zealots Phoenix army can swarm. Now, for Clem, if you turtle, get a big enough bio army, you will crush Zealot Phoenix. Especially if Hero doesn't surround you. But if Hero can hide his army with the Phoenix and then surround you, he could do really well. Oh, he's got to hide what he's doing. This Hellion's going to see it. Oh, the Hellion sees it. This is why the Phoenix should be out on the map denying scouting, or he should have had a Zealot there or something. That's huge. Because look at this for Clem. Like, Clem basically just has to fight his urge to go attack now. He just needs to chill. He's okay, you're taking a gold, but you know what? I just should build ghosts. I should build my army, build a wall off on my natural, which is going to start now. And if he just doesn't let the Zealots get a big surrounding engagement, and he fights with a massive ball in a one-directional fight, he can shoot, pull back, shoot, and pull back. Robo, second forge on the way. It's going to be a long path to Colossus off this opening. No Storm. I definitely like Storm as an intermediary splash when you open charge. But I think the problem at the level this is against Clem, he's too good at dodging storms, and it will delay your Colossus so long because you've been playing this very mineral-heavy style. Oh, so let's clean up the Cyclone. I don't like a frontal attack with this unless you really catch him off guard. And without detection, that's going to be hard to do. Sees the Robo going down, sees the gas, does Clem. Clem's going to want to push forward, but here we go, the Phoenix are on top of him. But Hero, I think maybe Hero could have taken that fight. Hero, this is clearly the most F2 army I've ever seen in my life. Hero just grabbing everything, looking for a big ambush. And I think the time has passed. There's no way it's going to work. You've got a field of individual Widow Mines going backwards, big bio ball. As long as the bio stutter steps back, I don't see this working for Hero. Attacking with an attack that he foreshadowed. He already forecast what he was doing. He showed his opponent, so pulling back is the right call. And it's good to see he does pull back, but he loses a lot of Zealots. He's got to be really careful. Fighting front on like this, it's never the best. But the Phoenix picking up a lot of units. Widow Mines, though. Widow Mines get a good shot. Wait, the Phoenix drags it away from the main pack of units, which is kind of awesome. The +1 armor on those Zealots doing so well. The Phoenix doing pretty damn nicely. Units lost tab, you can see in the top left, dead even. So that's actually not too bad if he can get a Robo Bay up. He's building an Observer. Where's that Robo Bay? He's so short of gas. Robo Bay finally going down. I hate that position. Guys, build it over here. This is asking to get sniped by a drop later in this game, especially since you're expanding to the bottom right corner. That has got to be the least, like the biggest please snipe my Robo Bay and lose the game because of its position. But as I've pointed out in the past, Hero never thinks about building placement. He throws it wherever his screen happens to be. Sometimes it does bite him in the tail. One Phoenix goes down for a Widow Mine. Good trade there for Clem. There is 6 Phoenix with that +1 air weapons. The 1/1 Zealot still trying to fight here. He gets himself a Widow Mine. Oh! Kamikaze! He kamikazes over the bio, but he loses a lot of Phoenix for it, and Clem picks up. Doesn't lose that much bio. Hero, though, overwhelming numbers. He doesn't quite have 2-2 yet. He might want to wait for those 2-2 upgrades. This is a bad angle to fight for Hero, in that he's well protected as Clem here, especially with the whole position on the SCVs. but the fact that Clem has to hide in a mineral line does not bode well for him. It means he is already on the verge of getting overrun. Colossus have now started. It is only single Robo Colossus with that gold base going this whole time. It allows Hero to be a little inefficient, and he's actually not being that inefficient. You can tell Clem here is just cowering in fear, trying to survive against an onslaught of now second Robo coming in, extended Thermalats. And I actually love this Robo positioning because I think on this map, this base positioning, if you lose this area, you've probably lost the game already. It's a very central Robo positioning. It's really nice. Zealot counterattack finds a few Marines on the rally. Clem not microing those. Clem, you can tell he's maybe a bit more thrown off than normal by the pressure he's under. By the fact that we often see him pulling individual Marines away from Zealot counterattacks. Where are Hero's gases at? He's only on 1, 2, 3... Oh my god, he just started mining his 4th and 5th gas. Literally just... He was on 3 gas this whole time. I thought he was on 4 or 5. Good point from Twitch chat. Shout out to Waterdrop for catching that. That was a 3 gas style this whole time. I mean, it's 90% Zealots, so they don't cost any gas. Fair call. Getting the SCVs here. The Zealots on the top right, finding a bit of damage there as well. The SCVs try to fight, but that's never a good idea. 9 SCVs going down. Clem should not be fighting with those SCVs. Should have ran away. 11 SCVs go down. Zealots make it 12. Very nice. And Hero can trade these Zealots for days, guys. He's got his 5th base here. He should be taking a 6th up top as well, I think. He's building 5 probes at a time, which at this point I don't like. The reason being, guys, Hero doesn't consistently transfer his workers. These mineral patches are about to mine out, which means he's got 8 workers. He transfers them here, and this is already overflowing with workers. This base is also about to lose a few mineral patches, and that's something you've really got to keep track of if you want to be not over-committing to probes, because then your army ends up a bit too small. 2 Colossus are now out. There is 4 Vikings on the map, though. Clem's done a good job of at least preparing for this transition. Surely he has a second starport now. Indeed he does. Both of them pumping Medivacs and Vikings. He realizes he cannot afford to lose all of his healing. But I think with 7 Medivacs, this is incorrect. I think going to 10 Medivacs is too many, and I think Vikings are far more important for him in this game. I also think his ghost count at only 5 is a little low, but I guess he's happy to defend behind the planetary. And he wants to send a big mobile army up north, so he'll need a lot of Medivacs for that style. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of Zealots! He EMPs and pulls to the corner. I guess he's going to stand and fight, and the Zealots can't engage that dude. That's so funny. And he doesn't run away. He runs forward. Hero baits him into the open and says, nah, 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 nah. +3 attack, +3 armors. Getting closer for Protoss. +3 attack will finish first. +3 armor in about 40 seconds. 3-3 of Terran about 80 seconds away. 80 seconds, so minute 20, minute 25. +2 ship weapons on the way. 2 more command centers building. Clem getting set up for late game, but Hero still got a pretty good army here in the middle stages as he starts to go for plasma shields. He's pushing in like a mad dog. Brings this whole Zealot army here. Stalker's trying to take care of the Vikings. Colossus on the bio, but I don't know if this is the right way to play. He's going to try and bust the planetary. The repair is helping so much. Hero, with the 3 Immortals, manages to kill the planetary, which could actually allow him to now snowball this into winning this game, but he's only building Immortals, no splash damage, and that always worries me because Immortals are decent. No sentries for Guardian Shield, no Disruptors, no Colossus building, and killing the 4th of Clem should put him in the naughty corner, should allow Hero to finish this out, and you know what? He's doing pretty well, man. Clem losing too many units, the Medevac's low on energy. I think he EMP'd a few of his own Medevacs there as well. The Vikings starting to get picked off, and dude, Hero playing a monstrous Phoenix Star into Master Zealot, adding Colossus afterwards, which he's now building a few more of, and mixing in these Immortals as well as the planetary busters that they are. Immortals or Tempest with the upgrade are the 2 best units for Protoss to take out planetary fortresses. Immortals, of course, the best bang for buck, but the Tempest's a bit more general purpose and annoying for the Terran to deal with in the late game. Hero takes another map, and it is never easy to beat this guy in this matchup recently. Hero making a fantastic play of it, gets another point on the board. All right, guys. Well, it could be decided here. Clem's still up 3 points, but Hero has been fighting back, and wait, this map isn't in the map pool, says already. TKL says, yeah. Dude, this happens so much because we're using not ladder map pools. The pro players get confused. How are we playing on Abyssal Reef, says Rotterdam. Welp, nobody is admin, says TKL. So TKL runs the event. It's kind of up to him. If he leaves the game right now, the players will probably realize something's up. They'll probably come out and be able to rehost. But TKL says, well, let's play it out. Because you think at this point, the players have vetoed, assuming this is in the map pool. You might as well leave it in, because otherwise the whole veto process is kind of screwed up, right? Hero's going to be going for a very early probe again. Gateway into Gas Geyser. And of course, harassing against a Clem who's going for, appears to be a second gas he wanted to go for, but he rallies the SCV to the front, pulls a different SCV to build the gas. And Hero just enjoys the momentum, doesn't he? He loves to start out aggressive with this probe, being as annoying as he can, spots both gases here while regenerating his shields. You can see 7 seconds out of combat, just how quickly those shields regenerate. 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Probe forces an SCV on and off, but Clem's been pretty smooth about this. Kind of minimal number of SCV seconds off mining to deal with it without getting down to 5 hit points. I always feel like if you get to 5 hit points, you get to within that one shot of death territory. Excuse me. At that point, it's only a small mistake will make you lose it, you see? Now he's down to that one shot territory. Now there's very little room for error. Most players would just repair that for half a second to get it to 6 hit points so it can tank a shot. But Clem, he says, I'm just going to pull it away. Well, he ignores it. Reaper's almost out. Hero's got to run. He's going to have to recall, dude. He's got to get out. He's got to recall if he wants to get this alive or run to a corner. If he goes straight home, the Reaper, I'm pretty sure, will catch him. Then again, Reaper's actually been delayed a fair few seconds. It's meant to pop 158, but of course the probe harass delays it here by a solid 2, that's about 2.5 seconds. Not bad. Stalker first for Hero, but he still goes Warp Gate after, as you would expect, actually. Of course you're going to go Warp Gate. It's normally Adept into Stargate. You might skip it, but I think... Do you guys think we're going to see Robo? He could go Robo, actually. I wouldn't mind it. It's not something he does that often, but of course, Robo into Storm Drop, one of his main styles. He'll mix it in once, usually, in a big best-of series. Stalker and Adept pushing it back. Meanwhile, on this side of the map, Command Center on the high ground. Exceptionally safe play for Clem. No chances here for the Terran. Tech Lab on the factory. Starport goes down as well. Dude, Stargate! Wow. After going Stalker Adept. Now, to be fair, this is the delayed Nexus build, isn't it? Yeah, it's not massively delayed. I mean, Stargate's actually pretty well timed, considering you go Stalker, you go Adept, you go Warp Gate. You really make this look like a normal build, and I love his prioritizing secrecy. Unfortunately, Hero's going to find out it is a Cyclone opening. Clem's been playing against a lot of Stargate today, and he is very ready for this. Oracle or Phoenix, guys. I think Phoenix is only good if they go for a drop. Wow, he does Chrono Phoenix. Medevac's coming out. Okay, so it looks like Clem wants to play pretty aggressive. I think he's saying, look, get a Medevac, get a Viking, maybe even get a second Cyclone. Do not let Protoss take a third base. Now, there's also something you got to worry about. Obviously, the fast tank pushes on this angle can be pretty big. Guys, right now, Clem's not building SCVs, and he's already started the tank. Guys, he's cutting SCVs. Whoa! He wanted to start 2 Marines in a siege tank as quickly as possible. He is going to pick up that tank, boost across this map. Is this the exact same push? I'll need to check the replays. But Home Story Cup Grand Finals game, was it 6 or 7, whatever it is, the final game, Gumiho caught Clem with this build. He drops a tank here, sieges it either on that ledge there or there, where it can shoot these workers on minerals, and attacking down this ramp into a siege tank splash damage is a nightmare. Dude, what's he got? He's got 2 Phoenix out. Third Phoenix is out, 4th one being chrono boosted. It's 2 Stalkers, 1 Adept, and 3 Phoenix. This is going to be very hard to defend. I do think you have the numbers to do it as Hero, but you need to realize what's happening, and he has no idea, because he's holding the Phoenix back right now. He's hoping that a drop flies in, that he can kill it for free because he's hidden his Phoenix so well. Little does he realize, here comes that tank getting boosted in by the Medevac. He's going to drop it right below the rocks. Beautiful positioning by Clem. And Hero, he's going to try and group on that right side, but one of his only 2 gateways is there. Oh no. Dude, his gateway's already almost down. Phoenix come forward, though. They pick off a Marine. 2 Marines go down. Nice pickups for the Phoenix, but the Stalkers take a few big tank shots. Oh, he loses a Stalker. That is expensive. But getting rid of 2 Marines arguably is something. Only 1 gate and 1 Stargate for production, though. That's an issue where the Adept's going to shade. He's going to commit. He's going to go for it. Adepts dive in the Phoenix. Oh, no, the Phoenix picking up units. They shouldn't be picking up units right now. They need to finish killing the Viking before they use those lifts. Now they can focus fire on those other units. But you know what? The tank went down. The Zealot ran in. The Adept shading on top. The Stalker helped out. He does get rid of the tank. If he can get a few more units, maybe he can chase this down. If you can chase this down and shut it out, you are in a really good spot. He starts a 3rd Nexus and double gas. Hero slapping down. Guys, look at Clem's work account. He cut workers for this and built his command center on the high ground after going double gas. Clem was so committed. He gets shut down. Yes, he saves the tank and a few units, but dude, this is an excellent start for Hero. He's going to dive with the Phoenix. Oh, he gets the Medevac. He gets the Medevac. He pulls back right now. The Stalker's there as well. Beautiful, beautiful defense by Hero, and he pulls back at the perfect time. Clem's not done, though. He's coming for round 2, and it's a desperate round 2. He needs to do damage. If he can't find damage, he's screwed. Where is Hero's production? One has to wonder, guys. Oh, odd pickup there, trying to save his Stalker, but almost costs him a Phoenix right now. Guys, you got to realize he lost his second gateway. He's only building one more gateway. There's no production for Hero. He has no production right now. Oh, Liberator! There's a Liberator in the main. He hasn't noticed it. He's going to dive on top of the Phoenix. Can he defend? He's going to break down the front. Okay, good. Hold on the front, but wait. Dude, he didn't notice the Lib. He still has not noticed the Liberator. Oh, Hero, because he's so low in production, he needed to take this fight just perfectly, and his camera only just moved back to the main base. You are kidding me. Oh, my lord. 19 probes went down there. 3 died to the tank shooting them on the natural as well. What should have been an exceptionally one-sided opening in Hero's favor, slapping down Clem's desperate aggression. Now, Hero finds himself down 11 workers, but you know what, guys? He's got 5 Phoenix. There's only a few Marines, a Viking, and a Cyclone that shoots up. The Phoenix might be able to do damage, especially when paired with these Stalkers. Hero might have a vicious little counterattack. And Clem, if he splits his units up too much to defend the SCVs, his army will be exposed. I like that Clem's keeping his units together. The Marines are moving too far away. Uh-oh. Viking getting focused down there. Cyclone gets picked up as well, but the mass repair. Mass repair is big. That's juicy. Stalkers run up the ramp. Siege tank is in trouble. The Phoenix starting to take damage. One of them has gone down. The mass repair on the Cyclone keeping it alive. Missile turret does take out 2 Phoenix. So that's 3 Phoenix in total went down. 7 Phoenix have died this game. And a siege tank did fall, but the Cyclone's going to punish these Stalkers. 2 of the Stalkers will go down. But look at that. A couple of Marines will fall to the Stalkers, as will the Cyclone. At the end of all that, Hero has been probing up 40 workers. I think he should immediately drop a 4th base, guys. He's got to recover economically, and honestly, I think he should have already done it, to be real. Because, look at this. There's stim not even started. Clem can't move out for several minutes. He's stuck in his corner of the map. He's building Vikings, trying to just now start a 3rd command center. I think you have all this info, right? As Hero, you see extra barracks. None of them was on a tech lab. 3rd command center just started. So you know you've got a few minutes to work. And I think you could go double forge mass Phoenix Zealot with a fast 4th. Or, if you want to stay 3 base, probably take these gases and start going for splash damage right about now. I mean, obviously, he's only on 2 gateways, so going up to 6 gates is going to be his first order of business. Trying to build a few more Phoenix as well to give him just, you know, a little bit more control over the skies. But he's still off gas in the main base, so just 2 gases mining. And if he wants to tech up, he's going to have to put back on gas in a moment. Still no 4th base for Hero against a Clem who, like I said, really can't move out for a while. That's going to change soon. About 9.5 to 10 minutes is when Clem could be pushing you. And at that point, it's so soon that like a Nexus isn't really going to have time to pay off if we don't... If we started it a minute or 2 ago, sure. Like, I think right after he took all those probe losses and moved across the map, while he was moving across, maybe could have started the 4th Nexus and got further ahead. But as it is, up only a handful of workers, down in army supply. And Clem's going to have those Vikings as a holdover, which could be so incredible. You know what's crazy, guys? That first push is so scary. Hero slapped it down, but he was too greedy afterwards. The first wave, he immediately went 3rd and 4th gas and 3rd Nexus. If he just rebuilt 3 gateways, he shuts down the second wave so easily. Because he shuts it down easier, he's not tunnel visioned. He's not, you know, got his adrenaline pumping. Deals with the Liberator without losing another 20 workers. It's actually game over. And this is 3-3 going into a, you know, 6th deciding game. But, you know, it's the game to potentially turn it into the 4-3 for Hero. Whereas right now, Hero is still fighting for his life against a very big, scary army. I love this like counterattack. Phoenix is going across the map as well. They're going to pick up a few of these SCVs. Robo's only just started. So it's 8 gate plus 1 attack Zealots. I do think armor's much better when you're playing Phoenix Zealot. 4th Nexus, though, like I said, coming in way too late to really be worth anything. Phoenix and Vikings. Oh, if the Phoenix ran into those Vikings, that might have been nice. The army gets distracted. Zealots fighting a few Marines here. Not doing too bad for Hero, but he's going to have to run away. It's now Clem's coming back. Quite a few Marines falling. I think the Zealots should be happy with how that trade's begun. And the Phoenix Zealot buying him so much time. But time for what? He doesn't have a Templar Archives. A few Zealots were still in the natural. Wow, I didn't even realize there was some Zealots in the natural as well. 13 SCVs. Dude, that's crazy damage. Oh, the Phoenix! The Phoenix find the Marines. There's not enough Marines there. He can't even stim all of them. They're so wounded. Our whole pack of Marines go down. And those Phoenix gonna really pick off an SCV on the way out. Okay, a little dangerous, but does manage to get it and leave. +2 attack, blink. More Phoenix are building. One has to question the Phoenix commitment at this point, guys. It's so late in the game. Where is the splash damage? That Robobay. And he builds it there. It's taking forever. Every second matters right now. He's back on gas in the main base and the natural, so that's 4 gases. All minerals. I think he's got to keep counterattacking, honestly. I don't think Hero can fight this army front on because 18 Marines, 13 Marauders with 4 Widow Mines, and 6 Medevacs healing. 17 Zealots does not beat that, right? Especially not without an armor upgrade. And he's going +2 attack, which I get that's going to be really good once Colossus hit the field. But right now, it's an armor upgrade that would be cheaper, faster to upgrade, and simply a better upgrade. He's going to go for the force fields, though. Here we go, force fields! SCV pool! Clem going all in right now. He's not really rebuilt his economy after all that. Picks up a lot of Widow Mines, does Hero diving forward. The SCVs on the front line are tanking a fair bit, even does a bit of hold position. Does Clem a lot of the Zealots and Phoenix going down so far. Hero does not have splash damage. Having even one Colossus here would be a game changer, but he doesn't have that Colossus right now. Phoenix poking in, poking out, trying to get some damage done. Widow Mine's not quite able to fire in the back line, but the Marine Marauder ball is intact, and that is what matters. Hero's 4th base is going to go down. It's been an absolute seesaw of a series, and especially this game, but it looks like Clem might just have him. Clem's economy is so low. Another 14 workers just went down to a Zealot run by, guys. Sorry we didn't catch that on camera, but I mean, this is just too intense. This is the fight that matters. Killing Clem's economy does not help. Actually, it wasn't even a counterattack. It was the SCVs that got pulled into the fight, wasn't it? Jeez, man, this series has been a crazy way to start the day. And it has just shocked me, but yeah, Hero just doesn't have the numbers now, and I don't know if armor would have helped, but I think if you were going to play Zealot Phoenix this long, you needed to pop the 4th up a few minutes ago. Without that, it looks like Clem is just has enough. He's very wounded on the bio, dude. He doesn't have any healing left. Is there a world where Hero just gets him to stim his army to death? I mean, he just doesn't have it. If he had one Colossus landing hits in the middle of here, what a game changer that would be with that Robo going down with the Colossus 3/4 built. Damn. Clem had to work hard for this one, dude. I really feel like Hero vs. Clem might be the most exciting matchup right now. But for interest's sake, I think we do need Hero to win a little more often, because Clem, he just keeps bringing these out. No matter how stressful and messy Hero makes it for Clem, Clem keeps on winning the vast majority of the head-to-head matchups, and it looks like this one will be no different. Dude, I still cannot get over that comeback on Hellscape for Hero. To do that against the reigning world champion, the highest skill level player, I mean, that is just obscene. That is so ridiculous, dude. That's crazy, but that is the stuff that Hero's made of. Clem, though, he stays calm in the midst of it. Maybe a little tilted here or there, but he recovers. He learns how to vibe with it, how to deal with it, not to get too excited. And of course, Hero is just huffing a bit of copium right now. Stalker's going to go to the left of those Marauders. Zealot, Sentry, Phoenix on the right side as well. Medevac Bio coming in. And Clem, just so strong. I think this is what makes Clem so impressive. His ability to handle the chaos, even when Hero goes balls to the wall. I cannot... Man, I just got... Like, it's just crazy thinking about those moments, because that first push hit so hard. And the moment when he defended... I think there was 2 really clearly important inflection points in this game. And one of them was when he first stops that very first tank push at about... Look how early... Dude, 4 minutes 28, there's a tank, 7 Marines, a Reaper, and a Cyclone sieging your natural. Do you know how early this is? Dude, this is a crazy timing. But already having 4 Phoenix out and microing as well as he does, Hero did so good to defend this. And we're going to talk about the 2 most important points to give you guys just a little summary of what went on. So he's confident. He's probing in the midst of this, which is awesome. But at this stage, when he shuts it down, this is where he needed to realize, I lost my second gateway that was walling off my base. I need to build more gateways. I need to respect this, because it's not like he's completely chased Clem home, right? But he kind of acts like it, because look at this. 3rd and 4th gas, 3rd Nexus, probe production, no gateways. That's wild to me. If this was a gateway and then he spends the money, if he builds 2 gateways and a 3rd Nexus, it's totally fine. But he only now starts a 2nd gateway. So by the time the 2nd wave comes in, and hats off to Clem for saving these units, grouping up, the 2nd wave, you know, he actually has enough to deal with it if he played perfectly, but he's stressed out because he's played so greedy. And he's like, oh god, did I play too greedy after my first hold? And you gotta watch this. The Liberator comes in here, 550, it sieges up. And we've watched this from Hero's camera. He doesn't look back until... Yeah, because he's engaging just as he starts getting the attack warnings, like only a second before he goes in for the fight. So all of his attention is here. And it's almost 20 seconds, about 20 seconds before he realizes our probes are under attack. And only then, yeah, it's actually over 20 seconds without noticing a lib in his main. Tragic mistake for Hero. Oh man, that's gotta hurt. Either way though, hats off to Clem, and great aggression to finish off the series. GG, well played.